Here's day 2 of fighting, living every day with chronic pain, depression, and loneliness. As always, today I woke up feeling, oh no, I need to wake up in chronic pain body, in a depressed brain, in a lonely reality. But today my mom brought me juice from those things I was eating yesterday. It's pomelo great. I still didn't search up that word. I think I have to close this door or it will be very noisy. It's probably still very noisy. Oh, yeah. So what do I want to talk about today? I really want to talk about my recent breakup. That is, I think, is the thing that hurts me the most. Not even my chronic pain, not even my depression, not even anxiety. Altogether hurts me as much as this breakup. I will tell the story from the very beginning. We know each other since we were something around 13, and I don't remember the first day I met him. I think it was something like Basha said, "Oh, this is Franek," and I was like, "Hi, Franek," something like that. And he later confessed to me that years later, confessed me that the day he met me, he started learning Italian so that he can talk with me, and also because he likes languages. And we've been friends for years. We had periods we didn't talk to, and we had periods we talked every day, laughing our asses off together. And I think he was something like 13, 14 too when he first came to me after a convention, and he told me, "Katerina, I like you." And I was like, oh well, I feel not ready. I feel very young for dating. Actually, I just didn't like him. I just didn't have the courage to tell him. Forgive my young self. And yeah, but he understood it was just a no, I think. And when I was 18, I was born and lived in Ukraine till I was 21. And when I was 18, I needed to go out of Ukraine because of making some documents. And I went to his city because it was the more next city to Ukraine, to his city in Poland. And by the time that I was 18, he already came back to his country. He lived Mission, and he came back there. And when I was there, he always helped me to do the documents, brought me to places, to restaurants. Like, he was a great friend. And I was starting to feel something for him, but it just wasn't enough. And one day, some days before I had to go, he told me, "Look, Katerina, I can't deny it. I like you, and I can do nothing about it." And I was like, I just don't know. I just put my head on his shoulder, and I think he got it as if I was saying, "Yes, let's try it." But I was just with that um, that that gesture I did. It was to say, I don't know, I feel good with you, right? And then next day he shaved his beard because I said something about his beard, and I was like, what the heck? Anyways, we had so much fun that year. We went to Auschwitz campamento, we went to McDonald's, we went to eat pizza, we went to see a museum. We came too late and the woman got mad because we promised we will be there at a certain time. He was reading me a book when I was feeling bad because I was already ill by that time. And before going away at the airport, I proposed to him with Nutella, kind of jokingly, right? But he knew that it was jokingly. We took a picture, we have a picture, and I went away, and from what I know, he felt bad after that, and we didn't text it for some time after that. He proposed to come to me to Ukraine, to Kiev, but I was like, no, from Lublin to Kiev, it's too long, and what if I don't fall in love? And I was sincerely finding him ugly. And taste. And I grew up. I was continuing going to cure myself to this doctor, to Susanna, and one day he gives me the number of his son. His son came to me to Ukraine, we fell in love, we dated for 10 months. After 10 months he couldn't make it anymore and said, I can't be with you if you don't heal yourself. And he practically asked for a pause, but after a month I just said, wait, if he doesn't love me in my illness, we broke up. And by that time I came back to Ukraine, but at Uzhhorod in mission, because it was already wartime and it was more safe there to be in mission. And I was feeling extremely lonely, depressed, but not as now. And I just remembered, I was 21, I just remembered, wait, how cool it was when I was with Franek. We lived so much cool moments, we had so much fun, he's such a great guy. I texted him. I texted, video called. Every time we video called, I was laughing my ass off because he's very funny. And I was making funny jokes too, I guess. And I was telling him about this, my ex, Michele. I don't know what to do. I feel like, yes, I couldn't be fully happy with him, but I wanted to work it out. But he doesn't want to. And he was like, sincerely, he just doesn't love you. And I was like, yeah, but maybe, you know, the situation, it's hard, blah, 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 blah. And we talked. And one day he just said to me, look, Katerina, I know you want to be friends, but I can't do this. I every time think that my emotions, my feelings for you are gone, but they are not. So please, it keeps hurting me every single time, so please stop texting me and text me only when you will be sure that you want to marry me. And I was very sad at the moment. I was like, no, you know, I'm leaving a good friend. I wish I could be just friends with you, but okay, I didn't thought it too many. After a few days I was already myself and didn't even thought about it. But after a month my friend Sofia said, Katerina, do you realize that he's the one that the only one that has ever accepted you for who you are. And I'm like, oh my god, that's right. So I decided, okay, I will text him. I texted him kinda in a very humiliating way, kinda, hey, sorry, I know you told me to not write to you, but can I ask you to have a talk through a video call? And he said, yes, wait a few minutes. He replied, I was like, hey, I know it's been so many years, I've been torturing you, you have technically all the right to say fuck you to me, but what do you think about the term, the vocation together? And it's a Christian way to say, try to see if it's God's will to be together. And I said, stop, take your time, end this call and think about it. He ended this call. He later, some months later, told me that in that moment he just went in front of an icon of Maria, Jesus, and Joseph, and he said, God, you know I can't make it. I know I wanna do this, but I know I can't make it. Please help me. From what I remember, he said something like that. He replied to me, and I said, you made it on purpose to make me wait that much. And he said, I wanted to make you wait more, but I said, nah, no need to torture her. So he said, fuck you, but yes. And I was like, okay, so he drove from Lublin to Uzhhorod 5 hours in a car to come and meet me. And it was such a beautiful time of my life, because when I was with him, I was feeling everything that I needed from my past relationship. I was having fun with someone that has similar humor to mine. I could do deep talks. I could have so much fun in my relationship without forcing it, without trying to make it funny. It was genuinely cool. It was so near to his birthday, so I made him a chocolate cake with Shrek in it, kind of like if he was in the fungo, I don't know what to say, and in the swamp. And I made him 2 little gifts more. It was his favorite flowers. There are kind of blue little flowers. I made it with quilling, I think it's called, from paper. 3 little flowers in a bouquet, and a little froggy. The moment I met him at the border, I didn't see how happy he was about it, how much he appreciated, but later he told me he was appreciating that so much because he was fearing I would just use him. And seeing that I didn't really cared about him, said, oh, you know, his fears had no reason to be. And from that time, I went to him in Poland, he went to me in Ukraine, and it was so cool also when I was in Lublin with his very kind parents that loved me and appreciated me. And then I was in Uzhhorod and decided to go to Italy to cure myself. But when I went to my family doctor, after I told him all of my symptoms, there are 20, 30 symptoms, like He told me, look, but your situation isn't that bad. It doesn't look that bad. And trust me, it will go all away when you will be pregnant. I was like, okay. I wasn't still able to protect myself by that time. I went away from this doctor. And I was feeling so suicidal after that, because I was like, this is my last hope, because I can't make it anymore with this pain. This was a year ago. A year ago. No, less than a year ago. And I really was feeling like I wanted to suicide, so I called the ambulance so they could give me at least something to relieve my pain, at least for a moment, so that I may not feel that suicidal, maybe feel some hope. These very kind people from the ambulance took me to the hospital, gave me something after hours of waiting, but it changed nothing. At the time I was feeling suicidal, I didn't call Franek. I was already with him, but I didn't call him because I remember that I had the feeling that I want to die and I don't want someone to convince me to not to. Or also because I just don't want to hurt people that love me. And then he came to me in Italy, and my grandma is a very good grandma. She's a very good grandma, but I was living in her home because I went to Italy alone, and it happened that when we were together in the balcony, she got frustrated for some reason. She just got a moment of, you know, old people sometimes have these moments that they say things that don't really make sense. And she got mad that we were in the balcony. I don't know if she was imagining us doing some, I don't know, maybe dirty stuff. We were just talking. And she said, okay, then go back from where you went. And I'm so proud. So I took all my stuff and I went away. And I remember us being in a not in a chair, in a place, public place where you can sit. And I was just feeling so desperate. And he was with me. He was feeling bad too, but he was with his kindness, you know, being with me. And I went to sleep also to the home of my that was of my grandma, but there lived only my brother and he, in fact. And so that I lived there too now made my aunt, my family nervous. So I made him nervous too, because he knows that he can be judged by people. And one day we went on the center of the city. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting that, but I wasn't expecting that. And the 8th of March, he proposed to me. I said yes. I was feeling very nervous at the beginning, but then I got used to it, and I really was feeling that I'm not afraid to marry him. He treats me good. He understands me when he makes mistakes. He listens to me, forgives my mistakes. He's genuinely a person that loves me and feeds me very good. I went from that time to live in Poland. From March till the beginning of December, I lived in Poland. And I was doing my crochet stuff. I was doing some business with Vinted to gain some money, and somehow, despite my pain. And he was always so kind to me. He was saying, look, I put only 50% of my job money for our wedding, and you put 100%. He was this kind to me, so appreciating into my illness despite everything. And I was doing my best too. I was trying to cook for him after work. I was living in his parents' home and he in his grandpa's home, so that there is custody. We are Christians, so it's important for us so much. And in short, we had so many wonderful days together, and in every day there was pain also. But after half a year, also at some point we'd have noticed, hey, when you proposed to me, I was still walking on the center, and now you have to hold me like this. I'm sweating, never mind. to go somewhere. And we were, yes, your illness is getting worse. So what can we do? We were already trying to search somehow how to get doctors there, right? Because he said, you will come to Poland with me. We will search there for some answers. He was believing they had good doctors there. Then he realized doctors like everywhere can be better or good, but you have to find a good one. Anyways, why I'm telling all this while crying? Why you guys think I'm telling all this while crying? Because in the month of November, I started to feel so bad. I became literally invalid. Like, he had to push my head up to drink water. He had to wash my hair. He had to bring me to the toilet. He had to put food in my mouth. And he always has done it with so much love to me. I never felt like he has ever judged me, despite all of my anxiety and depression. Of December, the day before I had to go away to Italy for Christmas, and he would have reached out a little bit later. I told him, let's break up because I see how much pain I give you. Because it's hard to understand when you're not in this situation, but basically, if you live with pain every day, he got what I got, of course. He got depression. He was perfectly good without me. At the beginning, he was very happy man. Even if I didn't want to do with my depression and anxiety, give him depression, give him anxiety. So much he couldn't even hug me sometimes, but not because he didn't want it, because he associated it kind of with pain, with he got kind of panic attacks, and the month I got worse, so worse, that I couldn't walk. Literally. I was getting from time to time suicide thoughts, but that month I had them every day because the pain was unbearable. And he supported me in all the ways he could. And the 2nd of December, I told him, let's break up because I give you pain. And it gives you pain to see that you give if it's understandable. I suffer because he suffers because I suffer. I suffer because he suffers because I suffer. He suffers because I suffer because he suffers. Funny. Such a sad thing, but funny. In the meaning of the way it's explained, because it's hard to get it. And also he told me that we had a wedding date, the 27th of July, 2024. We had to get married. And he said, before he was every day telling me, I can't wait to marry you, I can't wait to make kids, and me too. We were very excited about it. He was telling me, I will help you in everything, but he just arrived to a point that he couldn't make it anymore. He said, I can't envision it marriage anymore because I have no more mental strength already right now. You know, of course he had thoughts, what if maybe I'm just made to be alone because I'm too weak to be in a relationship. I laugh because, you know why I laugh? Sorry, for some cultures this thing it's not very accepted in public, but if you're seeing this, it's never mind. I think nobody will see this anyways, and I'm laughing because it's hard to have a friend that has depression. It's hard to have a friend that is ill. He had a fiance that is ill and depressed, and he supported me with how he strength every single day, every single night that I was calling him because I can't sleep because of how much anxiety I have to leave it. Not a single time got mad at me. Not a single time said, you're too weak, you're not doing enough, or never. He was just amazing. I was laughing because, yeah, I already said it. I get this mind thing sometimes. So we broke up. He said, no, I don't want to because I know I will want to go back to you in a few days. I will say how a big mistake I made, blah blah. I said, we must because we just keep hurting each other. And I was seeing the ring on my finger. I took it and said, give it back to me, only when you will be sure that you will not marry me again. We broke up. The next day he brought me to McDonald's in the early morning and to the airport. We give each other a hug and I flew away here to Florence, Italy, where I am. And today's the 22/01/2024, so it's been more than a month that we broke up. And in these times we had moments, like I was trying not to text him, not to talk to him, but I had moments I wanted to suicide, and he was the only one that I trust, and just hearing his voice was just enough for me to want to keep going. But I was seeing that I was just hurting him. It was just continuing hurting him. And we will not get out of this if we don't end it. Like, end it. And if we want to build something again one day, this has to change. Like, it's true that love each other in illness and poverty it's the promise in the marriage, right? But if you are in a relationship that it's not marriage yet and you can take a pause to not hurt each other and work on each other, it takes less time to cure yourself. So after a few weeks, I got him and said, I did a huge mistake. Instead of supporting and saying everything will be good, I justified your anxieties. I said, come to me only when you will be ready. What the fuck? I was so proud. But no. I did good. Especially when the 9th of January, this January, I asked him to block me so that I don't hurt him anymore. And so that he can begin his path to not associate me only with sufferance and pain. Because he loved me, he did his very best, all of his strength, until his strength were not there anymore. So I believe he loved me till his physical, mental energy were there. But I believe when